Okay, so let's see what we've got. So a million threads and 1,000 blocks wrote into 10 array elements, right? So we should have, in every array element, we've done an increment operation, so we should have 100,000 in each, the number 100,000 in each of the array elements. And when we print it out, instead what we see is we've got 476. That is clearly completely wrong, and we need to figure out what happened. Let's notice, by the way, that it took about 3 milliseconds to run this code. I can run it again a few times. This time I got a different number. Okay, that's odd. Slightly different amount of time. Took slightly less time. About the same though. About 3 milliseconds. I can run it again and again, and what you're seeing is that every time I'm getting, different, seemingly random values written into each of these array elements, and it's consistently taking around 3 milliseconds, 3 to 3.2 milliseconds. So let's see what's going on. So the problem is that each of these threads is writing directly into the array and ignoring the fact that there might be many other threads doing the same thing. So if you look at this actual increment operation, every thread is reading the value at g sub I, it's adding 1 to that value, and then it's storing the result back in g sub I again. So there's a read, a modify, and a write. It's called a read, modify, write operation for that reason. So the difficulty is that there's 100,000 other threads that are also trying to read this value, compute a different value, and write the result into the same location. So in the amount of time that it takes each thread to read this value and increment it and store it back, many other threads have gotten to run at the same time, and they read the old value, the unincremented value. So since so many threads are reading the old value, the unincremented value, and adding a number, incrementing it and storing it back, you're going to get the same result written over and over and over again. You also might have older threads overwriting the results from later threads. So, it's no surprise really when you look at this code that, in fact, the numbers that we're getting in those array elements are essentially random. So what do we do about it?